So I often get asked, what's the hardest thing I've ever done on the channel? And the answer seems to baffle people. It's not what they were expecting. I think that's because, like, normally when people ask you, like, what's the hardest thing you've ever done, they associate that with a game that's just, like, baseline difficult. So, like, a Souls-like, or something like maybe God of War at, like, the highest difficulty. Something along those lines. But those aren't even, like, in my top 5. Like, I've done way crazier things on this channel, which I think are way, way, way harder. For example, I did Doom the Dark Ages earlier this year on Ultra Nightmare mode, which is full game permadeath. The game is already difficult, and like any minor mistake in your game is just done. So it takes a crazy amount of practice. You need to know like the perfect weapon and approach for every enemy and how to deal with large groups and all that stuff, and be really good at parries. So I've done that. I've done The Last of Us 2 on full game permadeath, which is a different type of challenge. It's more of like a planning challenge and execution, like knowing where the enemies are and sneaking around and limiting numbers before you ultimately get into battles and things like that. But all of those don't even come close to the hardest thing I've ever done on this channel, which was Kingdom Hearts 3 on critical mode with all the pro codes on. Nothing comes close. Like, not even in the ballpark. Nothing I've ever done on any Souls-like, nothing I've done on God of War even comes close to the difficulty of that. If you don't know, pro codes basically are just like a laundry list of things in the game that you can disable. Like all of the things that make your character good. And if you turn them all on, you're essentially left in a situation where you have like your basic melee, you have access to like a very limited mana pool for like a few spells, your health's draining. I don't even remember all the things, but it's bad. Like, just, it takes away everything and puts negatives on you. And then in the Remind DLC, it puts you in like the craziest boss fights ever, where like one hit and you're done. Like that, like if you get hit early, you might be able to get away with it, but your health is draining. So like once you get like a certain amount of time into the fight, you can't get hit anymore. And they're crazy, awesome fights, by the way. Like, I highly recommend you check them out if you have never seen those fights or done them. But with all the pro codes on, it's madness. I cannot tell you how much practice it took me to be able to do those fights. I've got one of them that's playing next to me. That's like the final one. But they're all like that. And they're long, too. They are not short fights. And you have to be perfect to be able to do it. So yeah, that's the hardest challenge for me. I would be curious if anyone has done that and says that something else is harder. Because I know very few people that have done it. And if they think something's harder, I would completely defer to them. Because I can't think of anything. Nothing comes close. It's by far the hardest thing I've ever done, and I think it will be the hardest thing I've ever done. I have a hard time seeing anything being worse than that. So yeah, that's my story. I want to hear your guys' story. What's your hardest challenge? And once again, if any of you have done Kingdom Hearts 3 with all the pro codes on critical mode, I want to know what you think is harder, so I can avoid it, basically. Or, I don't know, I'm me. I might want to do it. But, part of me wants to do it, and part of me really doesn't want to do it because it's awful. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys.